nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.
I had to bring this. I'm not fronting on my Wu fandom. I've had this since a lot of years. Someone gave it to me as a gift. But I thank you, gentlemen, for your time this morning. This is such a pivotal time in the Wu-Tang's history of when it all started to really come together and grow. Beginning with you, RZA, when you go back down memory lane and to retell these stories for the bigger audience, what's too much and what's too little, in your opinion, in terms of sharing the story?
Well, we try not to glorify nothing foolish, and we try not to exaggerate the beauty, right? And I think we, since it's Wu-Tang, we do get a chance to play with different styles of telling the story. I'm very blessed and I'm very humbled to know that me and my brothers have lived through something that can be helpful and inspirational for those who's living through it now.
Alex, for you, again, this is a pivotal time in the Wu-Tang's history, and I've enjoyed talking to all of the other performers that are in this show. When you look at each of them, what type of messaging do you give them about bringing the story to life, remaining authentic, and just really capturing the essence of who Wu-Tang is?
Well, I think the main thing that we're on message about is how important they were to the culture. Do you know what I mean? And what, instead of always burdening them with who they're playing individually, just like with Wu-Tang, just remember what the collective represented and what they all needed to do together to become, greater than the sum of their parts. And that, because a lot of our guys are younger too, do you know what I mean? And maybe didn't grow up with it, but then sort of appreciating that maybe some of what they like would not exist, without Wu-Tang, and just kind of, appreciating the history of it. And I think all our guys do. And I think they have all done a really great job honoring. I think they know how much it means to other people, at least,
Mm-hmm. RZA, with these young performers, like Alex mentioned, who may not have lived through it, but they are touched by the legacy. How do you feel when you see them? Is it pride? Is it relief when you see the story told in this way?
Wow, it's actually it's all both of those. It's pride, it's relief, it's joy. The coolest thing sometimes, is when you come on set and you hear 36 Chambers banging out of somebody's trailer. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, they're getting into character, they're getting the vibe of it. And these are beautiful young men. And as Alex pointed out in another interview, this is some of their first big jobs. And when you get a second season, it changes. It could change your life. You could be living at home with mom, and now you have your own apartment, you have your own car, you're able now to maintain yourself. So in a way, I'm watching our cast evolve in multiple ways as I watch Wu-Tang evolve from first album to solo album. So it's a beautiful thing.
Alex, going down this journey with RZA, how has this transformed you? Because this is like you said, important to the culture, important to music, groups in general, no matter what the genre, just watching what these men accomplished to impact hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, they'd say beware of meeting your heroes. And luckily I didn't have to, that was not the case here. I could not have asked for a better partner and a better person, to be working with, which if you want to talk about relief, that was a great relief. It was, because, you never, their music meant so much to me, but that doesn't always mean that when you meet the people that it's going to work out well. And it has not only worked out well, it has worked out beyond what I could have imagined to be. So it has been incredibly, not just fulfilling as a professional, but personally too, because, this is my brother now,
Mm-hmm. And lastly, RZA, the young man that portrays you, I was so surprised that he's from LA like me. What was the first thing that struck him that made you say, yeah, I think this is the kid who can embody me?
His eyes, he has in his eyes that he's also a unique artist, striving to tell his story in the world and standing on his own space with it. You know, he's different than a lot of our cast members, and it's that uniqueness that I think that allows him to gather and rally the team around him. You know, one thing that's so cool about the show and the cast members is that we're talking about things that they don't know, some things they never heard of even. And they're now doing their research, learning about things, whether it's an old song or old sample or old book. Some of them are even changing their diets. You know what I mean? And so it's just a positive thing that we could inspire. And Ashton, you know, being number one on that call sheet is evolving, I think, even personally as a human, into a certain type of leadership quality in his art.
I love that. Well, I'm gonna throw up a woo for you. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I love the season. It's tremendous, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.